What's going on, YouTube Nation? This is Dark Dividend. If you guys are new to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. So I'm going to go live again. I went live yesterday. I really enjoyed being on here with a lot of you guys. And I really wanted to discuss this merger with AT&T Discovery. Here's just some news, the recent news that they had. Thank you for the like. Discovery Zaslav, I can't even say that. Zaslav, is that how you say his name? The lead WarnerBrothers Discovery, which is expected to see $3 billion in cost synergies with no plans to sell any assets. The deal is anticipated to close mid-2022, pending approval by Discovery shareholders and regulatory approvals. The enterprise value of combined company will be more than $120 billion, carrying $58 billion in debt, including $43 billion from Warner Media and $15 billion from Discovery. AT&T said it would use its $43 billion proceed from the tax-free spinoff of its media assets to pay down more than $160 billion of debt. So I really want to discuss this merger real quick with AT&T's dividend history because I find it very interesting. First of all, AT&T they own, with this new company, 71 shareholders own 71%, Discovery's 29%. New company was just called WarnerBrothers Discovery. So I want to compare AT&T real quick to Verizon. First of all, Verizon's a little bit more expensive than AT&T. I did sell a bunch of my AT&T and Seagate for Verizon. I do not regret that. And I'm going to give you some reasons why I still will continue to buy AT&T. So AT&T is sitting at $29.23 with a 7.09% dividend yield, which I doubt will be sustainable in the future. Each share yields about 52 cents right now. Basically, the expectation is in 2022, this dividend is going to be decreasing maybe to about 3 or 4%. So I just want to give you a heads up on that. In the long run, it could get you pretty good, but at the same time, AT&T is going to distribute a pretty decent dividend. They are a pretty good stock in the communication sector, with phones and everything. They are international as well. Verizon's sitting at $56.98 with a 4.45% dividend yield. Its dividends right in the 60s right now. I see that increasing over time. I see it as a very stable company, and I don't regret selling AT&T for Verizon. I think I'm going to get very nice dividend yields in the long run with that, but I did rebuy AT&T. So I created this real quick with you guys right before I start meal prepping and do another lecture for school. I want to see what your thoughts are on AT&T and discuss with them and Verizon. Honestly, this 71% to 29%, there's a lot of interesting things that come to mind. With this board, with this new company, that's, going to develop, and all this debt that these guys are in, I do think there's a lot of potential with these two companies, trying to take over the entertainment industry and keeping up with Netflix. I do think it could blow up in their face, or it could be a really good thing. But the really interesting thing is AT&T's dividend, because a lot of us invest in AT&T because of its dividend. We are involved in AT&T because of its dividend. And it appears in 2022, that's when this merger should take place, and the dividend is going to probably go down a little bit to 3 to 4%. So what I plan on doing is bulking up on AT&T on my M1 Finance dividend portfolio, and then I'm just going to continue to buy. I have them BCE, Lumen Technologies, and in the communication sector. But I got a ton of shares of Verizon. I'm eventually going to change the distribution back to Verizon, but I want to load up on a lot of these stocks for right now, and then eventually give Verizon some piece of the pie. But right now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you have the money, if I had a choice of $10,000 right now, somebody gave me $10,000 and I said to buy Verizon or AT&T, I would probably go for Verizon right now because of the dividends, and they're going to increase their dividends. I think their dividend is a lot more stronger and a lot more stable than AT&T. So, with this merger that AT&T did, first of all, Baba, well, yeah, that's of course a good, who's going to say no to that? I really, it's going to be interesting with AT&T. I'm going to continue to be long in those guys. I know, that it's a little iffy right now. There's a lot of uncertainty with AT&T. For $28, you're still going to get something out of it. I mean, the one thing with dividend stocks are, even if the price goes down, versus like crypto, if something takes a nosedive and you're stuck and you lost a ton of money, too bad. Dividend stocks like, AT&T or let's just say EPR Properties, like one of the stocks that I own that got hit hard by the pandemic. Sure, it's going to take time for them to start distributing their dividend, but eventually their dividend, you're still getting something out of it. So I do think that there is some value with AT&T, whatever happens. Sure, it's a decision, could be a loss a little bit with your dividends, but you're still going to earn passive income. And that's the long-term goal as a dividend investor, is to earn that passive income. So, there's a lot of decisions to be made. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, disclaimer in my comment section, but there's a lot of things to consider. Are these guys heavy hitters? Are these guys competitors? We'll probably find out in 2023 if these guys are the real deal. The AT&T Discovery combination is very interesting. With this Warner Brothers Discovery merger. This is a juggernaut with the entertainment industry, and could be a really good thing. It could be a really bad thing. So I was just wondering, feel free to comment at any time with your thoughts with AT&T or this merger, because I'm really curious to see what will happen in the long run. Another question I have with you guys, if you're on here, I'm going to be on here for about 5 or 6 more minutes, is do you think that AT&T with a 71% ownership versus a 29% ownership, do you think the board of directors will have a strong influence on Discovery? And do you think that there could be, with Warner Brothers Discovery, an influence on Discovery as a company to distribute a dividend? Or what do you think of this merger with these companies? It's a lot of information that's been thrown out. Again, just reading this, enterprise value of the combined company will be more than $120 billion, carrying $58 billion in debt, including $43 billion from Warner Media and $15 billion from Discovery. AT&T said it would use that $43 billion proceeds from the tax-free spinoff of its media assets to pay down more than $160 billion of debt. So AT&T is going to have to pay debt. That's one thing that raises some red flags, because you're bullish. I'm not sure about the dividend cut, though. I'm sure they will increase it. Yes, I agree. I think they will increase it at some point. There was a lot of panic in the beginning with a lot of people with investing in AT&T, and people hit the panic button. People are boom. I mean, it's like Thanos snapped his finger, man. It is like, I'm done. Bye. Peace. Never seeing you again. But I sold it. I really think it was a good strategic move on my side. I'm still going to stand by it by selling AT&T and selling Seagate to buy Verizon, because Verizon's dividends will be very nice in the long run. It'll buy me some shares. And by the way, on my M1 Finance dividend portfolio today, the QYLD, XYLD, First Energy, and Enbridge actually bought me a share of QYLD. So now things are starting to get bigger. The compound interest is starting to kick in. And some of these dividends from AT&T will be able to buy ETFs like QYLD and XYLD. So I'm very excited to see how things will kick in. And another thing is, I'm going to add a mic, and fix that. So I'm going to actually be a lot more, you're not going to hear that static stuff. So I really looked into this, and I really needed to make some changes on my channel to make things a lot more efficient. But, I want you guys in the comment section about Oh, I bought BCE. That's already given. I'm buying BCE. I got shares in that. I have it in my M1 Finance dividend portfolio. If you look at my previous video, I got BCE in there. That's a great dividend stock, a great Canadian communication dividend stock. I capitalized on that right away. I have that in my portfolio, and I'm really excited on that. So I was going to ask you guys too, should I be more live, with discussing dividend stocks? Do you guys want me to be more live like this when I'm doing videos? And, I'll be glad to, answer a lot of questions. Again, disclaimer in the comment section, I'm not a financial advisor, but I really do like being live and being involved with you guys. I think, just by doing a video, just doing the stock and dividend stock analysis, it's one thing, but really understanding, and basically making my claim or, defending my case with buying certain stocks like AT&T with this nosedive, you got to have some, let's just say some brass balls when you're doing this, because it's better to bounce ideas off each other. So I'll be live a lot more often. I'll maybe try once a week or so. Sounds like you guys want me to be a little bit more live, but I'm on here just to discuss AT&T. A lot of the changes, WarnerBrothers Discovery. I think entertainment wise, it's going to be very interesting. I think that they can generate a lot of money, but I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody talks about AMC. I like, when I see movies, I want to go to the movie theater. I just like the experience. It's just better. I don't plan on being at home, watching movies. I'm not a fan of that. I would much rather be in the movie theater. I'm kind of maybe a original or a classic type person. I'm the type of person, if I'm interested in the girl, I'm making the move usually, or, I just am more traditional with the way I do things. I ask for the number, this and that. But the movie theaters, I think, are going to be interesting. I think with Warner Media, they're going to help out AMC, and they're also going to help out EPR Properties. So, it's just by drawing this. I mean, I'm just going to draw a diagram real quick. What are the effect of, right here, the effect of Warner Media with all these other companies. It's going to help. It can start a chain reaction to help out these other companies. Let me just draw this real quick. Let's just say Warner Brothers. So EPR. You could basically, I'm just drawing something. My handwriting is not the best. It's probably why we're doing this. AMC, which helps out EPR. So it's going to coincide with all these. It's almost like, so you have Warner, you have AMC, which helps EPR, because people are going to start coming in there, and people are going to, they're going to have the money to pay rent. So it's kind of like a chain reaction with some of the stocks that I own. And it's just very interesting with Warner Media. They can potentially be very powerful. They can impact a lot of stocks. So it's going to be interesting. If they start rolling, people start going in the movie theaters, AMC and EPR are going to be very happy. So that's one thing to think, about considering is these. And don't forget, with the entertainment industry, Warner Media, if they, with GameStop, they start getting games, and people start renting and stuff from GameStop. Some of these games from Warner, that's going to help those guys out. So it's a lot of things that can go play into part economically for other companies. So this is such a huge strategic move that these guys made, and there's just a ton of potential on a lot of these companies. So it's kind of like, how would I say this? If I have a credit card, I always give this example. I was in a group chat on Twitter with some people. They were talking about cashback cards. Key Bank or banks, how are banks going to lose money when you swipe a card and it has the name Key Bank on it? You have to pay money to that vending machine, or not, I'm sorry, not us, but the vending machine companies have to pay money to KeyBank to generate money. So it's going to be, they're all going to coincide. So I think that there's a ton of potential on this. You guys can make any comments at once. Do you think that Warner Media could actually affect AMC and EPR properties? Let me know in the comment section below. I think there's some serious potential with that. I think that there's a lot of, it's just a huge factor with these companies going, working together. And it's going to be interesting with this percentage of AT&T owning Discovery and this Warner Media Discovery combination, this merger. I mean, they could be very powerful, or it can blow up in their face. But the first thing they got to do is pay off this debt. And with Warner Media, with movies coming out and stuff, I think they have the ability to pay off their debt a little bit faster versus AT&T. So it's going to be very interesting. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Again, if you guys are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. This is Dark Dividend. I'm going to show you, probably post a video on M1 Finance tomorrow. So stay put and keep an eye out right around maybe 7 or 8. I got to work tomorrow, but I'm going to save it for tomorrow. So you guys take care and have a good one.